The Pacific Ocean, beautiful yet unforgiving, has long been a stage for both triumph and tragedy. Its endless blue waters stretch beyond the horizon, concealing secrets and stories beneath the surface. Recently, it claimed another victim, one that symbolizes both our progress and our vulnerability, the cargo ship Morning Midas. This time, it wasn't a violent storm or a catastrophic collision that sealed the ship's fate. Instead, a fire ignited deep within the vessel's steel hull, spreading rapidly and uncontrollably. The very structure designed to protect its precious cargo became a trap, sealing the ship's doom. On board were 800 brand-new electric vehicles, sleek, silent, and destined for driveways around the world. These cars, meant to usher in a cleaner future, now rest at the bottom of the sea, their promise lost to the waves. But this disaster is more than just a shipwreck. It stands as a stark warning about the hidden risks that come with our global shift toward clean energy. The transition to electric vehicles is essential, but it brings new challenges we must urgently address. As we embrace electric vehicles, we must also confront the dangers that come with transporting high-capacity batteries across vast oceans. Lithium-ion batteries, while revolutionary, can be volatile under certain conditions, and fires at sea are especially difficult to control. The Morning Midas disaster forces us to ask difficult questions. How do we safely move the very technology designed to save our planet? Are our current safety protocols enough, or do we need new solutions for a new era? Dramatic images showed a massive vessel engulfed in thick black smoke, a floating inferno set against the endless blue. The fire raged for days, visible for miles, a haunting reminder of the power and unpredictability of both nature and technology. Rescue crews fought valiantly, spraying water and foam in a desperate attempt to contain the blaze, but the heat was too intense, the fire too deep within the ship's core. Despite their efforts, the flames proved impossible to reach and extinguish. The world watched in disbelief as the Morning Midas, once a symbol of innovation and hope, slowly slipped beneath the waves. Its cargo, its mission, and its promise, all lost to the depths. The loss of the Morning Midas is a wake-up call for everyone involved: regulators, manufacturers, shipping companies, and consumers alike. It highlights the urgent need for stricter safety standards and better emergency response strategies. We must learn from this tragedy, investigating every detail to prevent such disasters from happening again. Only by understanding what went wrong can we hope to make future shipments safer. The path to a greener world is full of new and unexpected challenges. As we innovate, we must also adapt, ensuring that our solutions don't create new problems along the way. The stakes have never been higher. The world is watching, and the choices we make now will shape the future of clean transportation for generations to come. The future of clean transportation depends on the lessons we take from this loss. With innovation, vigilance, and determination, we can ensure that our journey toward a sustainable world continues, safely and securely across every ocean. The Morning Midas, a state-of-the-art cargo vessel, set sail from a bustling Asian port at dawn, its massive hull gleaming in the early light. On board, 800 brand-new electric vehicles were carefully loaded, each one representing the future of transportation, destined for eager buyers in North America. The crew, seasoned and well-trained, performed their duties with practiced precision. The weather was perfect, the sea calm. Everything about the voyage seemed routine and uneventful, but just as monotony set in, disaster struck. A week into the journey, a piercing fire alarm shattered the calm, echoing through the ship's corridors and jolting the crew into action. Thick smoke billowed from deep within the cargo decks, where the electric vehicles were tightly packed. The source, a fire ignited among the cars, hidden from immediate view. The crew rushed to activate the ship's advanced fire suppression systems, hoping to contain the blaze before it could spread further. But this was no ordinary fire. Fueled by the lithium-ion batteries inside the EVs, the flames spread with terrifying speed, leaping from vehicle to vehicle and overwhelming the ship's defenses. Realizing the situation was spiraling out of control, the captain sent a desperate distress signal, his voice steady but urgent as he called for help. With the ship's structure rapidly deteriorating and the fire raging unchecked, the crew had no choice but to abandon ship. They launched lifeboats and were eventually rescued by nearby vessels, shaken but grateful to be alive. The Morning Midas, now a drifting inferno, burned for days as salvage crews circled helplessly, unable to approach the searing heat and toxic smoke. Water cannons blasted the hull from a safe distance, but the fire inside raged on, unreachable and unyielding. The relentless heat from the burning batteries melted the ship's internal structures, warping steel and causing decks to collapse in on themselves. After a week of relentless burning, the weakened hull finally gave way, splitting open at the waterline. The morning Midas slipped beneath the waves, vanishing into the depths and taking its precious cargo with it to the ocean floor. 800 electric vehicles, once symbols of progress, now rest 3 miles deep, scattered across the silent seabed. A modern marvel, lost forever in a blaze, a stark reminder of the risks that come with innovation and the unforgiving power of the sea. Fighting a fire at sea is dangerous. Fighting one fueled by hundreds of EV batteries is a nightmare. Lithium-ion batteries store immense energy in a small space. When damaged or overheated, they can fail catastrophically. Unlike normal fires, these batteries create their own oxygen, making traditional firefighting methods useless. The fire keeps burning, even when doused from the outside. Each burning battery adds fuel, creating a chain reaction. Temperatures can exceed 1,000 degrees Celsius, weakening steel and risking explosions. Burning batteries release toxic, flammable gases that can explode in enclosed spaces. Firefighters face not just flames but a potential bomb. EV battery fires on ships are among the most formidable maritime hazards today. The key to these disasters is a phenomenon called thermal runaway, a dangerous chain reaction that can occur inside a failing lithium-ion battery. It's a process that has become a major concern for electric vehicles, especially when they're transported in large numbers across the world's oceans. Thermal runaway begins when a single battery cell overheats, often due to a manufacturing defect, physical damage, or even a short circuit. This excess heat quickly spreads to neighboring cells, setting off a domino effect. The result is a cascade of failures, with each cell that fails releasing even more heat and energy. This chain reaction can escalate in seconds, turning a small problem into a full-blown emergency. Once thermal runaway starts, it's nearly impossible to stop with conventional firefighting methods. The fire can grow out of control in moments, overwhelming even the best-prepared crews. The only way to halt the reaction is to cool the battery below a critical temperature, an incredibly difficult task that requires massive amounts of water, far more than what's needed for a typical fire. On a ship, where batteries are locked inside tightly packed vehicles and sealed decks, getting water to the source of the fire is nearly impossible. Firefighters can't reach the burning batteries directly. They're forced to try cooling the steel deck from above, hoping to slow the spread of heat. Just one faulty battery can trigger a catastrophe, igniting a chain reaction that spreads fire from car to car, deck to deck, threatening the entire vessel. The morning Midas burned for days because it wasn't just a single fire. It was hundreds of fires, all raging at once, feeding off each other and making the situation unmanageable. The ship's steel structure simply couldn't withstand the relentless extreme heat, leading to catastrophic damage and eventual collapse. Without new prevention and suppression technologies, shipping electric vehicles across oceans remains a high-risk gamble for shipping companies and crews alike. The science is clear. If we want to prevent future disasters, we need better solutions, smarter designs, and more robust safety systems for lithium-ion batteries at sea. The morning Midas is not alone. Fires on car carriers are becoming alarmingly common. The Felicity Ace, Sincerity Ace, Autobanner, Courage, and Fremantle Highway all suffered similar fates. Many of these disasters involved EVs and lithium-ion batteries. Fires burned for days, ships sank, and lives were lost. The design of car carriers, vast open decks packed with vehicles, makes them especially vulnerable. Once a fire starts, it spreads rapidly, fueled by flammable materials and batteries. The industry is using outdated ship designs for new technology. Investigations follow each disaster, but meaningful change is slow. Shipping companies, car makers, and regulators all share responsibility. The cost in lives and dollars is rising. The morning Midas is a painful reminder. Current safety protocols aren't enough. The industry can't afford to ignore these warnings any longer. The loss of the morning Midas is a financial disaster. The ship was worth $70 million. Its cargo, $40 million more. Insurance companies will bear the brunt, but higher premiums will ripple through the industry. Salvage operations, investigations, and supply chain disruptions add millions to the bill. Car manufacturers lose sales and risk brand damage. Shipping companies lose major assets and face eroding confidence in EV transport. Insurance costs are rising, making EV shipping more expensive for everyone. If fires continue, regulators may impose strict new rules, costly ship redesigns, advanced fire suppression, or limits on EV cargo. These changes, while necessary, will require massive investment. The economic impact goes far beyond a single ship. The morning Midas is a warning. The financial pressure on the industry is mounting. The stakes are only getting higher. The sinking of the morning Midas is an environmental disaster. The ship carried hundreds of tons of fuel oil, now leaking into the ocean. Toxic substances threaten marine life and fragile deep-sea habitats. The cargo, 800 EVs, adds a new risk. Each battery contains heavy metals and corrosive fluids. As they corrode, toxins will seep into the ecosystem, contaminating the food web. Plastics, foams, and electronics will break down, releasing microplastics and chemicals. The wreck is a hazardous artificial reef, 3 miles deep. Cleanup is nearly impossible at such depths. Electric vehicles are meant to help the planet, but unsafe transport can cause lasting harm. The morning Midas highlights a blind spot in our green transition. Clean technology must be safe from factory to ocean. The morning Midas disaster is forcing the maritime world to act. Early fire detection and suppression are now top priorities. New systems can sense chemical vapors from failing batteries, giving crews precious warning. High-pressure water mist systems and fire blankets are being tested to contain EV fires. Some experts call for a radical redesign of car carriers, smaller, fire-resistant compartments to isolate blazes. Car makers are urged to develop safer batteries and provide better information on battery charge. Shipping EVs at lower charge levels reduces fire risk. International rules are being fast-tracked for safer EV transport. Insurance companies are pushing for higher safety standards. The loss of the morning Midas may finally drive the industry to build a safer electric future. The morning Midas is a cautionary tale for our clean energy transition. Its loss exposes a critical vulnerability in global shipping. We can't move hazardous technology with outdated methods. The path forward demands smarter technology and stronger safety standards. Car makers, shippers, and regulators must all act decisively. Each disaster must drive meaningful change. As consumers, we must demand responsible production and transport. The promise of a green future is about more than just electric cars, it's about safety at every step. The morning Midas should inspire us to pursue progress thoughtfully. The ocean has claimed the ship, but left us a clear message. The future is electric, but it must also be safe.